Department of Environment, Water, Energy and Natural Resources. And before you, Mr. Matiang'i, John, this is the appointment committee of the County Assembly. The powers vested before this committee are equivalent to the powers of the High Court of Kenya. On the right side is the leader majority, the Elijah Osiemo. On my left side is the leader minority, Honorable Leader Yet. Right down is Honorable Samuel Obeto. And then we have Honorable Chocha Buga from Buchora. And on the other side we have Honorable Nyamira. And then we also have our secretariat led by our acting clerk, Honorable Onyari. On the other side, we have Sergeant House, Duke Mokwa. And then immediately after our acting clerk is Stephen Enock, who is from the ICT department. We have Silvanos Nyamira, working from the outside. We have our committee clerk, who is Okero. We have our deputy clerk, Joshua Olami. And we have our director, Rosisha, Honorable Mbego. Welcome, and before we proceed, you are to take an oath. And our
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Matiang'i, the Speaker has already stated that this committee assumes the power of the High Court, and therefore the information we will give before this committee must be true to the best of your knowledge and belief. Failure with that will be butchery, and the law will catch up with kindly be understanding. Check the Bible on your right hand side. Right hand, lift it up, and take the oath.
I, John Matiang'i, do swear by the Almighty God that the information I will give before this honorable committee regarding the position of County Executive Committee Member for Environment, Water, Mining, Energy and Natural Resources is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you.
your minerals, the certificates, your secretariat.
Very much, Chair. First of all, allow me to greet you. Good afternoon. My name is John Matiang'i. John Matiang'i was born in 1970, February, in a village called Gesabakwa in Borabu sub-county. Schooled at Manga DB Primary School and Menyenya High School. Went to college at Kamagambo Teachers College. Was posted in 1990 at Matumbei Primary School in West Pokot in Trans Nzoia County, but could not teach there because of the security situation that was there. So I requested for a transfer, which was done to Kitale Academy, where I taught for a week, and I obtained my transfer that I applied to Kisii district then, because the counties did not come then. I was posted at Sosera Primary School, where I reported and started teaching as an assistant teacher. And I taught at Sosera Primary School and was promoted to deputyship in 1996. In 1998, I left on transfer to Nyamira district. Reason was very funny because I married from the vicinity or the locality, and I found myself teaching my in-laws in school. So I requested for a transfer to Nyamira, which I was given. So I reported Nyamira and posted to Enock Primary School. I had stepped down deputyship because you could not move with the role across the county. But after 1 year again, the county, by that time the district education officer, DEO, posted me to Riangombe DOK as a deputy, where I worked for 2 years, and they elevated me to headship to Nyanzakia Primary School. Nyanzakia Primary School was performing poorly by that time. I almost refused to report to the school, and I went to the AEO's office giving the keys because the school was second last in the division by that time, Burabu. And as a young teacher, I felt it was going to taint my record because of performance. But the AEO, Mr. Magara, insisted that I go there and assist raise the school. Persuasion which I was also given by my father after it looks like they talked to him. I went to Nyanzakia, started working in August of that year. Then we worked out round the clock, started the lunch program in the school, and the teachers started taking their breakfast in school and lunch program in school. And finally, in the following year, we changed a few teachers who looked more like they were not working well because of the interest they had most in the community. I received another new team of 4 teachers, and we sat down to work. Nyanzakia finally, in a nutshell, after 2 years, became number 3, number 2, and number 1 in subjects in Borabu division, beating Eronge, which was notorious in leading with some subjects, science and English. Then we soldiered on, and with the motivation now the teachers had, Nyanzakia performed well, all the children were performing well, and we took children to national schools from that school where people thought that is an area of planting cabbages and tomatoes. For those who know Nyanzakia, people who sell tomatoes and cabbages come from that region. So they thought children could not perform from that place. I encouraged them and told them, Bible says, there's no child who has come out of her mother's womb who is stupid or who cannot perform. And it happened. We developed the school. Actually, you go there now, the school looks like a body. I left the school in 2004 when I took a study leave to go to University of Nairobi to study. I entered University of Nairobi as a regular student to study Bachelor of Education Arts, Kiswahili Geography. I graduated in 2008. While I was in the University of Nairobi, the students elected me as a chairman, Module 2 students in the university, which I did for 3 years. Then I left that when I was graduating. Coming back, I was posted in Borabu and reported, but within that week, there were elections held for Kenya National Union of Teachers, Borabu branch, which was new, having been taken from Nyamira. And the teachers unanimously elected me as an art branch secretary, Borabu, which I did until 2013, when I applied for the seat of Assistant National Treasurer in the head office to take place of Mr. Kibagendi, who retired from the head office. The teachers nationally elected me against the 3 competitors or contenders, and I assumed office in 2015 January as a Assistant National Treasurer. I served for that year, and Mr. Mtisia, who was the National Treasurer, retired. And after retirement, we went to a by-election where I was elected and opposed as a National Treasurer, where I served as a National Treasurer until 2021 April, when I took an early retirement to get out of the union. I asked for transfer of service from the Teacher Service Commission to the Public Service Commission. You all understand, after serving as a trade unionist and getting back to the employer whom you have been reprimanding, it will be rough. on you. So I requested for a transfer of service from the Teacher Service Commission to Public Service Commission, where I joined and deployed to the Ministry of Education as a Deputy Director of Education in the Directorate of Project Coordination and Delivery. Where I've served, I've been assigned to work in the SECIP department. SECIP means Secondary Education Quality Improvement Project. The project has done a lot. It is in charge of the Elimu scholarships that are given to needy children through Equity Bank. Supply of books to schools, where we have achieved the ratio of 1:1 in our primary schools and secondary schools in Kenya. And infrastructure funding to our schools and the training of teachers, and mostly SPTSS, school-based teacher support program, which we are doing. We have also narrowed the starving situation in our secondary schools in Kenya, mostly in the 110 sub-counties in 30 counties in Kenya, which was selected to be needy and having a problem. So we have, through the World Bank donations, given TSC money to employ science, maths, and English teachers in those sub-counties, which has been done now. We are training teachers still on SPTSS. And while in the ministry in that directorate, I happened to get out and jumpstart a project for Nyamira County, which had stalled the Kuwait funding for our schools. It was supposed to take place in 2012. For some reasons that I might not mention here, it is stalled. But we have taken it off and picked schools now, instead of it having benefited Warabu Mugirango constituency. We agreed that it benefits all the constituencies in Nyamira, the 4 constituencies. Reason why, the schools that were needy by that time after the post-election violence, some have benefited from CDF funding and fundraising, and others have been given funding from banks, and the situation has changed. So monitoring and evaluation has been done in all the constituencies, and we have big schools that are going to benefit from these constituencies. Right now, that is where I am, and that is the work I'm doing. Currently, I was in the working committee for CBC, which we are manning at the moment, and even recommendation to the CS. Thank you very much. Pastor of Nairobi, doing PhD, after having done my master's in education administration in the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. So I registered in Nairobi University to carry out my PhD in education administration from 2016. The moment I've finished collecting data, which I finished last week on my thesis, and I'm doing analysis, hoping to graduate next year, June, from the University of Nairobi. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Congratulations for having been